Welcome to Soccer Card United. It's episode 243 of the greatest soccer card podcast in the world. My name is Jason. That's Enzo. Hello, Enzo.
Hello, Jason. How are you?
I'm good. It's been an unexpectedly beautiful week here in Dublin. It's what we used to call an Indian summer. I don't know if you can say that anymore.
It feels like summertime to me. I do not put any race or ethnicity onto it.
No, I just say that used to be a phrase. You used to say Indian summer, and it meant like a summer in the in September or like kind of late. But I don't know if that's okay anymore. So if it's not, I apologize.
Is it sunny in India now? Is that what that is?
I don't know what.
You don't even know.
Maybe it's a kind of because it's a hemisphere thing. It's a northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere thing.
That's what I was assuming.
That would make sense. I never knew the origin of the phrase. I just kind of like a bull in a china shop deployed it there at the top of the show. But I think it's okay. It's all good.
I had to call you out on it.
We have to start the podcast on a slightly somber note. Because yesterday there was the news that Salvatore, aka Toto Schillaci, Italian football legend, passed away at a very, very young age of 57, was it?
59.
59. So Toto Schillaci, for those of you who don't know, was the Golden Boot and Golden Ball winner at Italian 90. He beat Lothar Matthäus and Diego Maradona to the Golden Ball award. He finished second, I read, in the Ballon d'Or that year behind Lothar Matthäus, and Italy finished third in that tournament. He scored 6 goals, including the only goal in a 1-0 victory over Ireland in the quarter-final. So you would think that he would be kind of a hate figure here in Ireland, but actually the exact opposite.
Yeah, we're a fun bunch, I suppose.
Yeah, a figure of great fun, and he would be on Irish chat shows. There's a great Smithwick's ad, which I recommend you Google Toto Schillaci Smithwick's, and there's a very funny ad where he's in an Irish pub, and it's very good. And also, I will show this picture and explain what's going on here of us in 2023 when we had the honour to meet Toto Schillaci at Dublin Castle on an event. And this T-shirt, for those of you who are watching, says "Fuck Schillaci," which you may be like, why would he sign that? Why is he smiling? But it's a reference to a movie that came out around the time of Italian 90, and he loved it. He was like, "What's that? Why does that say fuck Schillaci?" And somebody explained what it was.
But he knew about it. He knew about that.
Did he know about it already?
Yeah. He was saying that he should be getting royalties for those shirts. He knew about it.
I thought he came up with that in the moment.
No. He was going because he knew about that. Oh,
well, obviously because he'd been in like.
What we don't know is the origin, if that shirt came from the movie, which is called The Van, or if that shirt kind of existed just after Italian 90 and then they used it in The Van. I don't know about that. That's the grey area. Did The Van create the shirt, or did they just use it while filming? I don't know.
I'm gonna guess just based on the whole thing, because there's absolute Italian 90 fever here at the time. Yeah. I'm gonna guess people were walking around wearing those T-shirts, or 100%. At least one person was, and
I'd say someone made a killing creating that shirt, definitely.
And it was incorporated then into the movie.
That's what I think. Exactly. That's my assumption. Like, I always heard stories. Obviously, I'm half Irish, half Italian. Both my parents were living in Ireland and present in Ireland during Italian 90. My dad obviously being Italian, my mother being Irish. But yeah, I always heard stories of like they were in the pub during that game, and when that goal went in, it was just silence from what would have been extremely loud to just absolute devastation.
Yeah.
My father and mother at the time owned a fish and chip shop on just on Georgia Street. No, just prior to Georgia. Sorry, Wexford Street. So just prior where the jar is now, that kind of vibe. And the day after that game, they gave free chips out to anyone that came into the shop, because obviously there was this kind of it was kind of this kind of thing of like, hopefully they don't turn on the Italian food shop. So it was free chips, and like genuinely, like a few years ago, I was in town with my dad, and someone stopped him and went, "Fucking Italian 90, you gave us all free chips." It was very much a moment, So it was always something we heard about. So I was obviously thrilled to have met him then, because that was before our time, Jason. We were not born during Italian 90.
No, that's how young we are.
It is. That's right. It is something that we've always heard about. Anytime a World Cup's on, people are like, "Oh, Italian 90, it was different. It was different. You don't understand." So obviously Ireland getting to the last 8 in a World Cup was absolute madness.
Yeah. So and kind of, I think because it was so mad and it was so like, it was obviously devastating at the time to be knocked out in the quarterfinal, but to be knocked out in a tight game by the host nation, it's like Schillaci got folded into the story as opposed to he wasn't kind of like the villain. He was just another part of the story, and so a much beloved figure here and in Italy. Sort of had because I was looking at his record. I think he only ever scored 7 goals for Italy in total. So one of them was in the 1992 Euro qualifiers. The other 6 were in the World Cup. So kind of a Paolo Rossi situation.
Classic example of kind of the Italians getting to tournaments and then turning it on.
Yeah. So anyway, a very, very sad loss there for the footballing community, 100%. But well remembered and much loved. Toto Schillaci.
Definitely.
Okay, R.I.P. Now, speaking of football, let's get into Hobby HQ to talk about some soccer cards.
Okay.
Merlin Chrome, which we've been talking about for weeks at this stage, is out tomorrow.
Yeah. Officially
is out tomorrow. There were people breaking it on Monday and Tuesday. There are people breaking it Wednesday, Thursday, and I think there are actually Fanatics Live early access breaks going on.
Okay. There was people that had it earlier than that, though. Yeah.
Oh no, there were people that were breaking it. I think we called one of them out on Tuesday's show.
Yeah. So that shows. Yeah, no, Fanatics Live, they do that's obviously only in the States, but they'll kind of select some of their breakers to do early access. I think it's like a rolling thing. So it's not like if you're a big breaker, Jason, on Fanatics Live, you're not getting early access for every product. But they do it for some people. I personally don't like it.
Yeah.
But I know why they're doing it. But it's like ultimately it's like if a big 1-on-1 gets hit and during early access, it's negative for everyone. But I understand giving a breaker early access is kind of an incentive for them. It's their moment where all eyes are on them. But I feel like the eyes that are on them are mostly negative eyes going, look at that.
Yeah. But, well, I know I'm wearing a Sports Card Nonsense t-shirt today.
Oh, there you go.
I know Mike's always complaining about early access.
Yeah, it's not. I think it's a bad idea, to be honest.
Okay. So I was like, yesterday I saw some stuff about the checklist being passed around for Merlin Chrome, and I thought, finally we have a checklist. I'll go and find it, and I saw there was a checklist spotlight article on Topps Ripped, which is their kind of like they're kind of trying to do their own kind of cardboard connection type thing. And so I was like, that's great, brilliant. So I went on it, and there's no checklist. It's just kind of a product preview.
Also, there's a kind of a checklist of the inserts, the parallels, etc., but not the actual name.
Not the subject checklist. Yeah,
it's a checklist spotlight, not a checklist.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess that's the thing. But I did find a sort of, I don't know where this came from, but it was passed to me, kind of a bootleg situation. Checklist, a Google Doc. Now, just how you notice a bootleg is that there are supposedly 150 subjects on the base set. There's only 147 listed on this checklist.
Right. So it's very bootleg.
It's
like when you go to one of those markets back in the day and you got Pokemon Yellow or Pokemon Green, but it was in a grey cartridge.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. It very much looks like somebody has bought a load of blank DVD cases and has printed out on A4 paper the covers, and they don't quite fit in and all that kind of stuff.
This could be who they think will be in the Merlin checklist.
Yeah. So basically, I'm just saying I don't stand over this document because I didn't produce it and I didn't get it from anyone who got it. I got it way down the chain. Anyway, here we go. So these are the base cards. We can
see that Atletico Madrid rookie, Jason. What's your thoughts? Adrian Nino.
I have no idea about Adrian Nino.
I love it.
I know Pablo Barrios. I know Roro Kelme. I highly doubt that Adrian Nino is going to break into the team. But what I'm wondering is, who was Adrian Senior? If he's Adrian Nino, if he's child Adrian.
There's a lot of famous Adrian footballers. I don't know if it's quite his child, but there you go.
Yeah. There are loads of Ajax rookies as per. Facundo Bonanotte is in as a rookie for Brighton and Hove Albion. Could have sworn, but then maybe that was this season. He was a rookie.
It's been a long, long season, Jason. We're in September. Indian summer, as you say. Feels like we're still in summer.
I forget it's a 2023-24 product.
Yeah. Like I see Lamine Yamal as a rookie, and I'm kind of like, Lamine Yamal? Oh, yeah. That's
right. Alexander Pavlovic, the Bayern Munich midfielder, he's in as a rookie. He's quite a good player, I think. Well, I actually know from watching him. But some fine yards, some Red Star Belgrade, Lewis Miley. Lewis Miley, kind of the standout Premier League rookie this season, according to Panini and Topps, but I don't really
know why.
Bradley Barcola, Pau Kubarsi. Okay, Victor Gyökeres, we talked about the other day. Okay, let's get down to the hits here. So rookie variations. The guys that get variations are Lamine Yamal, Guillaume Rest for Toulouse. Can't say I'm familiar. League One has no distribution deal in Ireland or the UK this year.
Yeah, very sad. I mean, the football distribution in general has been like, today is that Thursday night Champions League, and I'm a bit befuddled by it all. It's all getting very confusing.
It's very confusing.
Did you see that on the Tuesday, the League Cup in England was on at the same time as Champions League?
I did see that, yeah.
Big fights in my household of Man United playing against Barnsley versus AC Milan against Liverpool, would you believe?
Disgraceful stuff.
Shocking. Don't know what's going on.
But yeah, like also, so just to, if I can just complain for a second.
Yeah, definitely.
TNT Sports, who previously in the UK and Ireland showed all the Serie A games and most of the League One games, right? No longer show Ligue 1. They didn't renew their rights deal because Ligue 1 wanted more money, and have switched to only showing 2 Serie A games a week, sometimes 3, mostly just 2 Serie A games a week. This has significantly impacted my ability to
follow the games.
Have
you seen One Football is broadcasting Serie A for free?
Serie A, yeah.
But then if it's a good game, you have to pay £5.
Yeah. So like some of the games are, and some are pay-per-view. Then and Ligue 1 has their own subscription service.
Do you think Fanatics could fix it all for soccer? Let us soccer fans. That's the next vertical. Now Fanatics we are TV. Fanatics TV or Fanatics streaming or whatever. Fanatics Plus.
My God.
And then you press your red button and you can go to whatever game you want to go to.
And a goal is scored, and Chase, let's say Guillaume Rest scores for Toulouse. Chase Guillaume Rest rookie in Merlin Chrome 23-24.
That's right.
I think it's happening. I think there's a kind of a virtual reality.
Like there used to be, like Sky Sports used to have amazing Champions League coverage where you had the red button, your goal alert was on. So if a goal was scored, screen would go small, the other game would go big, and they'll show you the goal. That was peak. That's how all soccer should be. I should be able to watch all of the Premier League games at the same time. I can have 1 or 2 of them on screen at the same time if I really want to watch it, but otherwise have my main game and all the best bits of the other games popping up as it happens. Why can we not have that in soccer? Can Fanatics do it? Is it above their pay grade potentially?
Well, apparently the gold standard in this kind of broadcasting is the NFL Red Zone.
Okay.
NFL Red Zone is, it was on Sky Sports actually here. They broadcast it as well, but I think it's a Fox program maybe. But it's like on Sunday, the NFL is live from before the first game to after the last game. So it's all day. So you can just have like this kind of thing on all day. They go to different games, like they show different games, different points. They show highlights, different things. And so it's like just kind of an all-in-one. You don't have to turn on any particular game if you're a neutral or if you're interested across the board. Stick this on and they'll bring you around the action. Which is a great way to watch sports, personally.
I want to see a bit of that in soccer.
Yeah. Okay, then Lewis Miley, who we've discussed. Andy Juff for Lens. Again, I'm not sure. And Nico Paz, who I believe was at Valencia previously. Is that right? And is now back at Real Madrid. He was on loan somewhere last season.
Right.
Okay. Mystic Knights, we've seen that. That's the kind of one with the sort of the... Looks like the poster that a psychic would have.
Yeah, it looks good. I think it looks okay.
Yeah. Lamine Yamal has one of those. Sievert Mansverk for AFC Ajax has one of those. Victor Jokeris has one of those. But again, he's so old. Merlin's chosen one. Evan Ferguson's in there. Aegis Alchemy, yes. Merlin Gamers, which I've seen somewhere else.
Go up. Aegis. Does Drogba have another Aegis Alchemy? How many can he give him?
This one's for Galatasaray. Did you have one for Galatasaray before?
No, it doesn't. But like...
I thought you would buy that as Victor Osimhen.
Wow.
Victor Osimhen said that Drogba playing for Galatasaray when he was a young guy was a big deal. Inspired him. That's one of the reasons he was able to go to Galatasaray.
Diego Maradona. I like Maradona popping up on the checklist, even though it's always in a Barcelona kit.
God damn. Get him in a Napoli kit, I swear to God. Merlin Gamers, which we just saw something else before we came on that seemed to say that this was these TCG style inserts are value box, blaster box exclusive. So we'll see how that bears out.
Yeah, we'll see if that's true.
There was no mention of that on the Top Stripped article, but
that was only
there's also no mention of any of these players. So, okay, Renaissance, Evan Ferguson Renaissance, that could be nice. I don't collect them in a Brighton kit, but could be nice. Kavica Kvaratskhelia, very nice. Alexander Isak, Griezmann, Ibrahimovic, Osimhen.
Ibrahimovic for Ajax, very nice.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, that is cool. That's a very nice...
that's a nice touch.
That's nice. That's all class. The sword card, which everyone's very curious about, we haven't seen it yet. Lewandowski, Rafael, Pedri, Mohamed Salah, and Jamal Musiala. So no rookie sword there for Lamine Yamal.
Okay, pretty sad.
Pretty sad. Do you think they're going to fit all together like a sword?
No.
I
think they'd be shaped like a Merlin sword. That's it. A die cut.
A die cut. Sorry. Yes. Have we already discussed that at the time?
No, I don't know, but that's my assumption.
You think it's going to be a sword shaped die cut?
Definitely. How could it not be? What are we talking? It's not going to be like Lewandowski holding a sword, I don't think.
No, I thought it was going to be like a Grail situation where they all.
No, if the Grail's below there.
Together. No, I know the Grail's. Okay,
it's not going to be like Exodia, Jason. They're definitely just die cuts because they're all different teams and everything. Relax.
Yeah. Okay. Cristiano Ronaldo, G1 and G8 of the Grail.
I don't know how many Grails there's left. I don't know if this is the final. There's 9. There was 9 last year, wasn't it? There was 9 for Haaland, but it's so weird that 1 and 8 is there. I don't know, but that actually has a thing. If you complete it all, you get stuff. So I don't know if this is the final battle of this, or there'll be more Grails maybe in the Eurochrome, or I don't know.
Well, we haven't had Stadium Club yet. Are we having Stadium Club?
No, we haven't had Stadium Club yet. I assume we're getting it again, maybe before the turn of the year.
But there's been heretofore absolutely no mention of Stadium Club. So
yeah, there hasn't been, hasn't there? Not. There's not even
no. I haven't heard a dicky bird about Stadium Club.
So. Ripping that one early at the moment.
Yeah. So then we have your autographs, Sorcerer's autographs.
I want to look at those autographs. Come on.
You want to have a look at these autographs?
I just want to have I see Ronaldo for Real Madrid. I like that. I see Haaland, Francesco Camarda for Milan. That's a big rookie auto, first time. Messi's in there. Like that's. I'd like to just make sure. Was Messi there? Is Ronaldo there? Is it strong? It's looking
Victor Roque, the FC Barcelona rookie that got sent on loan to Real Betis and has since scored at least 1 goal.
Nice.
Is there? Okay.
Theo Zidane is there.
Theo Zidane, yeah.
Okay. I like Ronaldo again. Ronaldo Nazario. Thierry Henry. Right. Luis Suarez.
Where's Thierry Henry?
He's in Barcelona down. But yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I just wanted to scan through that, Jason.
And here's an interesting one. Zidane Sotomayor for FC North Island, or however you say that. That is a highly productive academy at FC North Ireland. Okay. They have a link up with the Right to Dream thing in West Africa.
Okay.
So they produce an awful lot of good rookies. And
fascinating that he's not a rookie. Unless, again, this is a bootleg situation. I don't know if he is
know. I've heard his name before. I'm not sure if he is a rookie, but that team does produce rookies. So we'll see if they have any rookies on this checklist, I guess, when the product starts being ripped in full. Sorcerers, Mystic Knights. Okay, match balls. Here's your Merlin match ball. This is a classic product that some people like and some people don't. Case hit. Big old case hit checklist here.
Yeah.
A lot of cases that has been made.
Yeah, or they're all very short print, but I don't know.
I don't think it's that one. Tony Kroos, the last season of Tony Kroos as a professional player. He's in there. Okay, Lamine Yamal, rookie match ball. Let's see. Haaland, Diogo Jota, Foden, Rafael, Lewandowski, Doku. Have you seen that Jeremy Doku thing where the guy looks up the age of the fullback based on whether or not Doku has a good game on it?
No.
There's this guy on the internet. It turns out you could use Jeremy Doku's like who scored rating in any particular game to predict the age of the fullback he was playing. So anytime he scores over a 7 or greater, the fullback is over 29.
Fascinating.
And anytime it's under, the fullback is under 29. I'm pretty sure that's it. But there's this guy on the internet who's just doing this diligent work every week.
Well, you need to put more of a spotlight on him, Jason. That's brilliant.
It's very funny. I enjoyed that a lot. So, Victor Boniface, Vinny Jr. Now, this is the interesting thing to the match ball. This interesting thing is the jumbo book cards.
Okay.
So Rasmus Højlund and Bruno Fernandes get a jumbo match ball auto book thing. Gianluigi Donnarumma and Lucas Hernandez for Paris Saint-Germain. I don't know if PSG fans. I don't think Lucas Hernandez has played in like
a while.
and you often don't see him. He doesn't really pop up on auto checklists. That's a strange one. Lautaro Martinez and Hakan Çalhanoğlu for Inter.
Hakan saying he's the best defensive midfielder in the world recently.
Kaká said that Çalhanoğlu was...
No. Çalhanoğlu called himself.
Oh, sorry. Hakan. I thought you said Kaká.
No, sorry, Hakan. Yeah. Absolute shit.
Well, that's all right. Phil Foden, Julian Alvarez, Jude Bellingham, Vinny Jr., and Pedri Lewandowski. So, also, in the same place that we saw the value boxes having the Merlin's Gamers thing exclusive, it also mentioned that we were going to get marks of excellence in this product, the on-card.
Yes, the chase.
Auto. But again, I don't know if that's true, and I don't know.
No, we don't, like, despite the fact that people are ripping early and the product's out there and there's a weird questionable Excel sheet that's available to the public, there's no real information out there that's truly accurate at this moment.
No, and I think whatever day you're letting your Fanatics Live breakers rip the product early, there should be a checklist available at least a day before that.
Yeah, it's weird. I think it's, I don't know. I think they're always scared of having the checklist publicly available prior to launching the selling of it because they want to sell it and they're scared maybe if a checklist is poorly received, how do they charge lots of money for it? Because I did see people complaining about the price of Merlin this year was way up on last year. I think that is I don't know if it's the Fanatics effect or if it's just the Yamal effect. You know, it's kind of like, well, I mean, Yamal's hot. We're going to increase it because it's like, I think we'll know next year if the price comes back down, but it's, I don't know. I hate that there's not really, obviously you can factor in inflation, but this is not inflation. Like there should be, like, we should kind of know Merlin Chrome is coming out. It's going to be about X.
Yes. Yeah.
As opposed to this kind of, what is it this year? I was like, what do you mean? Why is it not the same as last year? Why is it not similar? More so, I think it might have been like $175 last year, and maybe it's closer to $250 now this year, maybe something like that. But
does somebody keep you know the way they have the CPI, the Consumer Price Index, and they use that as a tracker of inflation? So it's like the cost of eggs, the cost of bread, the cost of milk, the cost of car insurance,
we
whatever.
have that in the hobby, the cost of flagship, the cost of Crow.
Yeah, is there a wax price index?
There should be.
I mean, there you go. There's an idea for somebody to go and do a lot of donkey work. Wax price index, and then we can tell, you know, the WPI is up, you know, 2% this year or whatever.
Just weird. I think obviously like the positive quote unquote for them of releasing sets this late is like Lamine Yamal's on fire. Everyone loves him. He's great. Whatever. He's the rookie. So it's like you're not prospecting at this. Like, you're still prospecting, but you're kind of going, this is one of the rookies from this year, and he's good. By the way,
I know who I'm buying. I know what I'm buying.
Yeah, we've seen him do an entire season followed by an entire European Championship, and we're still releasing the season product. And the new season started, and he started well. It's kind of like, so price goes up, you know.
Yeah, it's a sure thing.
It's a sure thing. That's right.
Yeah, I do think though. I think the checklist needs to come out earlier. I mean, I don't know if you saw. I don't really want to get into it. I don't know if you saw the Basketball Sapphire thing where they said in the marketing there were 2 autos per box, and then when it released, there was 1 auto per box.
I seen that on the US website, the image of the box said 2 autographs, and on the European websites, the image of the box said 1 autograph.
Yeah. So
I still don't know if there's 1 or 2.
So that's that, but that kind of ambiguity is the kind of thing we can just stamp out with relatively little effort, you would imagine. It's kind of a change in approach as opposed to a change in operational things, I imagine. But anyway, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Speaking of basketball autographs, Enzo, I got to get your reaction to this Leo Messi, Steph Curry Tops Now card.
I hate that Messi closed his eyes. It's like you don't quite know how to do it. But I think the card's great. I like it. I'm a big fan. I love that they managed to mix in the US Olympics team license with the MLS license. I think that's just a win. I want more of that to happen. They're both officially licensed, but they're different, you know, organizations. I like it.
That is absolutely the most impressive thing about this card, I will say. How on earth have they managed to get the US Olympic Committee and the MLS and Inter Miami and Steph Curry and Leo Messi to sign off on this card? It's incredible. It's a testament to both athletes.
That's right.
If you go to the US Olympic Committee and you say, I want to put you on a soccer card, they're like, the next word out of your mouth better be Lionel Messi or we're not doing it.
Yeah, it's a testament to their star power, I suppose, as well. Whereas like it makes sense.
Yeah. So the thing says, night signature celebration shared between icons. And it's Steph Curry probably in the final of the men's Olympic basketball, and it's Leo Messi probably in a 2-1 defeat to FC Cincinnati.
Jason, they're top of their conference, by the way. They're fine.
I know. They drew 2-2 with Atlanta United last night. I know.
Yeah, I think they've secured. I think they've won their conference already. I think that's a trophy secured already.
Incredible stuff. And the standout player this season, Luis Suarez.
Yeah, unbelievable
numbers he's putting up there. Oh, Lucho.
Show us the 1-on-1. What you? Yeah, there we go.
I'm showing you the 1-on-1. I'm just keeping my powder dry for a minute.
You'd imagine that could be on card. Like it should be on card, shouldn't it?
Well, it's going to be a redemption, and then redeem it on card. I believe.
Yeah, the fact that Messi has so many on cards now because he's based in the States, and obviously they can get Steph Curry on cards, no problem. And
they can get the Steph Curry
licensed Steph Curry. Let's not forget, although Tops don't have the basketball license, this is an Olympic Team USA license, so it is licensed.
Yeah,
that's not a photo washed, whatever you call it, airbrushed kit. That is.
This is all fully licensed stuff.
Yeah, we love that.
Now the interesting thing was they put it on the US website and then they put it on the UK website.
Right.
And I'm kind of confused. I don't know. I that kind of threw me for a loop. I wasn't expecting that.
Okay.
Because I wasn't expecting them to. Where's the redemption going? But I'm basically interested to see. I don't know. I like.
Yeah, like how do they have a real way of splitting it, or is it kind of like?
Yeah. How's that going to work?
No, we'll never know. There's a big factory of mystery behind Tops now, but I like that as a chase card.
It's a lottery ticket.
I'm not personally dipping in. I don't think.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind having the card just like
the base,
just the base card. So I might get 5 or something. I really just want 1, but no, maybe I could just buy 1 if I wanted to. But anyway,
I had some trouble on the Tops website recently trying to pick up some basketball sapphire, which you just talked about. I wasn't able. I don't know if they geo-locked the European things, but if they did, because they wouldn't ship to my address, then I had to go to the UK, which is not great considering there's a trade barrier. Yeah, trade barrier and a different currency. Wasn't fantastic. And then they just kept rejecting my card. The money was in my card, let me tell you, but they didn't like it.
Right. So people can let us know if they're dipping into this. I don't want to blow up Scott's spot, but I believe Stock Cards HQ has put out a 10 grand bounty on this card.
Really?
So I don't know if he meant that or not, but I've said it on the podcast now. So go and find that tweet, and you have to stand over it. There are base card parallels and all that stuff. So we'll see. I'd like to know people's thoughts on this. I'd like to see the print run, all that kind of stuff. Time will tell. That's very exciting. For a couple of licensing,
do you think they could have snuck in like a Victor Wembanyama dual autograph with Lamine Yamal?
Maybe so. I don't know.
What would that be? I mean, they're running out of time if they wanted to do it, but like Messi kind of gave him a layup there with that.
Yeah.
Do you think?
Yeah, he did. He made the card for them.
Do you think Messi did that celebration independently of this card potentially being made, or do you think that was part of an agreement?
Oh my God! Is it kind of like the celebration was planted in order for the card to be made?
Maybe. I don't think that's a crazy suggestion. No?
That's crazy.
What if? Okay, it's conspiracy. How? What if it was, hey Leo Messi, if in the next goal you score, can you do the Steph Curry celebration? Because we want to make a card with you and Steph Curry on it. We're going to sell it. Here's how we sell Tops now. You get a 2%, 3%, 5% kickback on all total sales. That's not crazy.
Wow. No, it's not crazy. I'm not. It's slightly cynical, diabolical, even. But it's not crazy.
Followed Messi's career many a time. I've never seen that celebration. That's what I'm saying. And maybe he's a big Steph Curry fan.
Then maybe it's for his kids. Basketball.
I don't know. I'm just asking. I don't think it's outside the realms of possibility. I think
Messi's the kind of guy where you'd say, like, I saw you reference Steph Curry in the celebration, and he would say, "What?" Like he would be like, "No, I was telling my kids it was time to go to bed."
It's bedtime for my youngest. Yeah, I know.
Who knows? I don't know. I'd like to know from all parties on this card. It's a fascinating. There's a story in there for Rich Mueller. I'll tell you that much. Okay, some questions before we continue. So this is a question here from the Mosh Zone. No, it's actually not a question. It's a piece of feedback. It's a story. It's a statement. So we were talking about the Irish hobby and then the hobby in general in particularly smaller European countries.
Yes,
we've had a message from Down Under. Oh wow. Which features on this topic. So here we go. So the Mosh Zone says, "Much love from Australia, boys."
Much love.
Good day to you.
Have you ever been to Australia, Jason?
No, I haven't.
Neither have I.
Wow.
Oof. Something to think about.
Yeah. I I got back into the hobby around 1 year ago. Your weekly insight and chat is invaluable. I shouldn't have included that. It's self-indulgent, but you appreciate it.
I like it. Thank you.
You chat about the Irish/EU hobby was interesting to hear. Us Aussies know the struggle too. Firstly, the main drive here is Pokemon, basketball, and NFL. The market for soccer is very, very low. Then add in our exchange rates are insane, and postage costs are even more insane, meaning a card off eBay or bought online will end up costing you 3 times the real value of the card to obtain. It really affects someone like me trying to build my PC. People do awesome content, love it every week. So there you go. We think we have it bad. In Australia, they have to use the Australian dollar, and getting anything in or out of the country is a bloody nightmare.
And we know that even shipping to Australia, like our mega fast shipping even struggles to get there. Now, people compliment us, but for us, it's still taking its time. But like when we were pre-using FedEx, it would take a couple months back in the early days.
Oh, when it was on the slow boat, yeah.
Oh, it was crawling.
So, I mean, that is one thing as well. One thing we are we talk about currencies a little bit. Like I'm glad we get to use the euro, because the euro, the dollar, the Great British pound, you can kind of get around with. But for those people who are in other currencies, particularly weaker currencies like Canadian dollar or Australian dollar, that adds a whole, especially if people are accepting PayPal, as we said in the last episode, it becomes very, very difficult.
It becomes a nightmare. And like it is isolation. We're isolated in Europe, but we can at least hop across to a card show fast enough. We can do it. There's true isolation, I would imagine, down under, unless the hobby there, even imagine like if the hobby is a relative size as we see anywhere, even in the busiest European country, then you put it on the scale of how big Australia is. It's like there might be an equal amount of collectors, but I'm in Melbourne and he's in Brisbane.
Yeah. There's the outbacks in between.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah.
So commiserations.
Right. Commiserations, and thank you for listening.
That's right.
Right. Rob messaged in just on our chat about what it would take for the hobby to grow in Europe and all the kind of things like that, and said one of the biggest growth factors is a physical shop, in my opinion. So we were talking about all sorts of stuff, and one thing we didn't mention was physical stores, I don't think. But he's saying hobby shops. On one hand, and Rob, by the way, is a German who lives in Ireland but has previously lived in America also. That's his background, just for context for listening. On one hand, it is a place to socialize. On the other hand, the hobby is one of the rare things where the physical good most of the time has to be exchanged in person. And you become the space to do that if you're a shop. It also plays into what you said is the single best point of not supplies, product, and knowledge. An online shopping presence can go so far, but speaking about growing something locally, a physical presence is needed for the hobby to get new people literally in the door. So Rob's saying, listen, you got to have a meeting place. You got to have a meeting point. People need to, and we've said that with card shows is the starting point there, where it's like trade nights, all this stuff, where it's like you actually will feel best doing this stuff in person.
Yeah, it's a hobby.
It's a hobby. It's a hobby. It's a living.
If you're fishing, you need to be on the lake. We don't have a lake. That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. You have your bait. You have your equipment. You have your time. You have your hat. You have it all ready to go. You have your sandwiches, Jason. I picture you with some sandwiches. But you don't have a lake.
He's saying Fly Fishing Simulator 2000 can only get you so far.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. High Fades asks, when you guys are doing this podcast in 10 or 20 years, which let me tell you, when I first read that, it said to shiver up my spine.
You said 10 episodes. 20 years.
I was like, 20 years. So anyway, picture this, Enzo. You're 10 or 20 years, 20 years time. So it's.
I'd like to imagine I'm in a purpose-built studio with a lot of bells and whistles. I want you to imagine
this. It looks the exact same.
Damn.
It's been a tough 20 years for us both. But we haven't, because we're a bit busy, that we haven't managed to improve any aspect of the visual.
We look a lot older than we even are at that age.
Yeah, exactly. Full kind of like we've gone full second term Obama and just stuff. Right. So 2044, and High Fades wants to know, what is Lamine Yamal's most important rookie card? And also, what's Mbappe's most important rookie card? I'd be interested to hear you guys' opinion on this. Would help those like me collect the right, who would like to collect these players that want to grab the right things. Thank you. So in 20 years' time,
wow,
what is your assessment? You're looking back at Lamine Yamal and you're looking back at Kylian Mbappe, and people are saying, well, when it comes to Lamine Yamal, there's only one card, and that is... Before you answer, I'll just tell a little story.
Okay.
So I talked about on the last episode that I put out a particularly controversial clip from the podcast, and a lot of people were giving me feedback on it.
Okay.
And one of the things was I was using, it was about Thierry Henry's rookie card and Erling Haaland's rookie card.
Yes.
And so I just said an Erling Haaland rookie card, and I used the 2019 Topps Chrome Bundesliga PSA 10, right? And most of the comments of the thing were arguing with me, or implicitly arguing with me about that not being his rookie card.
Come on.
And this is like a key thing. Because it's like, I know he has, like, it's like, I know he has a Salzburg sticker. I know he has a Topps now. I know he has a Topps Crystal. I know he has Topps Finest. I believe me, if it was up to me, his Topps Chrome Bundesliga wouldn't be the main one.
Yeah.
But it is.
That's right.
So we all just have to get with it.
Get it together. Time can change. The market can change. But yeah, I'd agree with that.
But I also say, in 20 years, it's very hard to predict because you look at the Michael Jordan thing.
The star card.
The Fleer and then the star. Yeah. It's like, that's been 40 years.
Yep.
And there's no consensus. So
collect what you like. Collect what you believe in. I'm going to say, Jason, the most important Kylian Mbappe card. And I don't know if I might be off here when I say this.
Well, have a go.
No, because I was going to just talk about 101s. Is that wrong?
No, so yeah, I actually was going to mention this to you. So as a caveat to this conversation, let's assume we're not talking about individual cards. We're not talking about like, this person does not necessarily have 200,000 euro to spend. They're just looking to what is the equivalent of the 2019 Bundesliga Chrome Haaland.
Damn. Yeah. Damn. It's weird that my answer changes based on that caveat.
Well, talk us through it. We'd love to hear.
For me, the only things I'm looking at is 2017 Topps Chrome and the 2018 World Cup Prism. Those are the only things I'm looking at. I know his sticker, whatever, but I'm just like, that's a nice to have, and you should have it if you're kind of collecting Mbappe. You should own like PSA 10 of that sticker if you can. But for me, I think the 101 Super Factor Topps Chrome has an allure to it because it hasn't been surfaced. It obviously came first. It was also the very first ever Topps Chrome set, so there's a lot going for that. I do think the color in that set does so well. So I think people do go, look, 2017 Topps Chrome Mbappe, that's the first premium Mbappe card ever made, pretty much. The World Cup one, he won the World Cup. You know, he won the World Cup. It's an iconic soccer card separate to even his rookie or whatever.
Yeah.
So I do think that card, I like that one. The Lamine Yamal is a bit of a weird one because part of me wants to call the Euro Chrome that hasn't even come out yet the main one, but at the same time, there is the chronologically.
Yeah.
There's a timeline to it. There's a reason the Haaland has kind of rose to prominence. That was the first one to come out premium, the Bundesliga. Yeah. Like Finest came out after Bundesliga, I believe.
That was the first kind of pack pulled.
I think so.
Thing. Yeah, I believe so.
But then the question is, does that carry over to soccer long term? Do we care in the same way, or do we say that's from that year? We don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose like if you were, so I think Mbappe, you could say both. You could say if you wanted to have a long term Mbappe collection, you could quite happily focus on. And I know people will talk about Select and they'll talk about all this stuff. I don't want to hear it. 2017 Topps Chrome Mbappes and 2018 World Cup Prism Mbappes. You buy them, and in 20 years they'll still be significant Mbappes in the history of Mbappe cards.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be cleared up. We're not going to discover a premium Mbappe card that was released in 2016.
No.
Like, so
there's no hobby archaeology to be done here.
So I think it's acceptable to have a couple of answers on Mbappe because it's kind of an ambiguous situation. I suppose I'm thinking about if I was Topps or if I was Panini, what would I be telling? Like, what in my mind is the premium one? And I suppose like the Topps Chrome, the Topps Chrome UEFA Club competitions in the Barcelona kit with the rookie logo. In theory, if you stuck to low-numbered autos of that card, that should be fine. That should be fine. Is that right?
Think about it. There's no Prism Lamine Yamal. And Prism is kind of the main set for Panini, right? If you're talking about Panini basketball, the Prism 101 does the biggest, not the Select 101.
That's right. You only go to the Select after the Prism is gone.
Yeah, so you could argue that Panini have released a lot of really good Yamal rookies, but they were all on kind of secondary brand.
That's what I'm thinking, yeah. So Topps Chrome kind of...
I think Topps Chrome Champions League has to be the one. I can't, because the ultimate stage, I think the sale price for that was crazy. What the hell is an ultimate stage? What are we talking about? Yeah, it was the first Chrome 101 ever hit, so there's probably some prospecting there, but at the end of the day, where's the heritage? What are we talking about?
And it doesn't say Topps Chrome on it.
Yeah, so no thanks. Yeah, probably Topps Chrome Champions League, Lamine Yamal, but because of how everything gets released, it's a bit messy. Obviously, stuff in a Spain kit is super cool as well, but Barcelona kind of is that kind of club where it kind of feels like when he might stay there his whole career, at which point it's cooler to have Barcelona than Spain. But then he won the tournament. I think that is an important thing too, because it's actually, how rare is it for an amazing rookie to come along and win a tournament in their rookie year and have national kit rookie cards? I don't think that takes over.
Unheard of. Yeah.
But it's not guaranteed to happen. That's kind of why Mbappe, even though it's semi off-putting, because like it's 2018 World Cup, but it's during the summer of the 2017-18 season. His rookie year was 2016-17 season, but that's neither here nor there. But it's like the World Cup, because the World Cup does get a bad rep of being like, oh, it came after Chrome, but it's like it was in the summer, like, and that set happens once every 4 years. What's the odds of all of this happening together?
Yeah.
You know, what are we talking?
You're looking at that, like in theory, and I don't know what the release dates were, but in theory, 2017-18 Chrome could have come out in May 2018, and then Prism World Cup could have come out in July 2018.
Yeah, I think looking back at those release dates is important, but yeah, we don't know. We were not here. We were not vested in the hobby at the time. Otherwise, we'd have an amazing Mbappe collection.
We'll have to see the Euro Chrome situation. Obviously, the national debut.
Yeah, they're not going to have the assumption is there's no rookie logo on it, so that's going to affect it. Even though should it? I don't know. Yes, no, maybe. Yeah. At the end of the day, there's so many options. That's probably one of the negative things that we could actually sit here for hours and say we have FIFA Select, we have La Liga Select, we have FIFA Donruss, Kaboom 101. Is that? What is that? Is it not? One thing that I actually think is interesting, especially with the Mbappe thing, is what has been going on recently in the feud between Fanatics and Panini, which is this absolute, like, I feel like it's gone to its fever pitch now, where it's like, I don't care that you had a rookie last year in your license set. This is a rookie. Happened with Kobe Manu.
Yeah.
Kobe Manu. Yeah. And while I was looking for the Tops Now that you then pulled up, Jason, I wanted to make sure you had it, so I was a bit in the background. There's a Tops Ripped article that just dropped 9 days ago. And it says, follow in UEFA club competitions 24-25 top 5 rookies. And they start that with Endrick. So if you're talking about the Tops Now that I think the Europeans didn't have a rookie logo, the Americans did have a rookie logo.
And then you could send it back and get one with a rookie logo. Or they sent you replacements with a rookie logo.
Well, the point is, it's pretty much confirmed in this upcoming season sets, Endrick will be a rookie. And then it's like, if you're asking the same question about Endrick rookie cards, he just scored a wonderful goal yesterday in Champions League. It'd be hard to look past anything in a Palmeiras kit, obviously.
Yeah.
The Copa America, the Prism, like having
which is a Prism. Unlike Lamine Yamal, he does have a black Prism,
and it's a different season.
Yeah.
So for Endrick, Endrick, like the rookie, like a rookie super factor in a Real Madrid kit is going to be class, whatever. But it's like, if that becomes acceptable, there shouldn't be much debate between the two Mbappe, quote unquote, rookies, between Select and World Cup Prism for all the things that we mentioned.
I'm with you.
I do think like that 101 never surfacing, super factor adds so much allure to that card. But I think in general the World Cup Prism, if you're talking base or for factors or whatever, I think I prefer. But I don't know, Jason.
Yeah.
I personally like him in a French kit because I know his true rookie was a Monaco kit. So I
think I like kind of stepping out of the club thing, removing that, and just saying, here's the World Cup.
Especially because he's in number 12, which is like, he does that in the World Cup. I think he was number 10 or whatever. So like, maybe not that season. Maybe that season he was in 12. I don't know for that. But what I'm saying, or something else. But what I'm saying is like, it looks just broke into the French team.
Yeah.
Young Mbappe. I don't like calling a PSG card his rookie because I know the truth.
Oh, yeah, you're a PSG truther. Just to move on very briefly to the football before we wrap up here soon enough. We had the first 2 of 3 match days. The third one is tonight. We are running into that problem that you called out on Tuesday of we can't fully cover this week's Champions League action because it's only Thursday afternoon.
The Champions League phase.
The Champions League phase.
Do you think that could become a set, Jason? UEFA Club Competitions League phase, Chrome?
Well, we've had Champions League knockout.
That's right.
Why can't we have Champions League phase? few kind of hobby notable events that happened around the thing. Kenan Yildiz played for Juventus 69 minutes and scored a wonderful goal in their 3-1 win over an abysmal PSV Eindhoven. And Liam, Sports Guy Company, pointing out that Kenan Yildiz has a rookie
Bowman
in 23-24 rookie in Serie A Select, but then a Juventus Chrome Bowman from 22-23.
Yeah.
A rare kind of Bowman
soccer card,
which is interesting to see how that performs if he was to pop off. Let me see what else I can show you here. Bayern Munich won 9-2 against Dinamo Zagreb. Harry Kane scored a poker, 4 goals.
And 3 penalties, I believe.
3 penalties. And there were also 2 goals for Michael Olise. Milan went up early against Liverpool, but Arne Slot sorted them out.
Pulisic with a nice goal, and then we didn't know
continuing his good form from last season.
Then we didn't know how to defend simple lofted balls into the box.
Yeah,
that was
a far cry from Milan's heritage.
Yeah,
some of that defending.
Yeah, it was very bad. Liverpool looked really good though.
They did. Real Madrid 3-1 against Stuttgart. They were flattered by that scoreline, but their Champions League magic.
Kylian Mbappe with his debut goal at the Bernabeu in the Champions League for Real Madrid, and Endrick, should I say, with one of the craziest goals I've seen in a while. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, so he basically did that for his La Liga debut goal, except he was closer to the goal when he scored the La Liga
I seen that one.
Goal.
He also had limited time to make an impact in that game and also made that impact. But
yeah,
people pointed out how much of a lunatic he was to have Mbappe to his left and Vinny Jr. to his right and to take a shot from that angle, from that distance.
Yes.
And then people were comparing that to the Steph Curry in the Olympics when he had LeBron and was it KD maybe?
Yeah.
And he just
went for 3. Yeah,
that's right. That was a bit of an Endrick.
Where's the Endrick Steph Curry card? Right. Something Derek wrote in to compare the shot that Endrick took to Roberto Carlos, which I would very much agree with. What I was most impressed with is that he didn't seem to. It wasn't. You couldn't anticipate it because he spotted the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
The goalkeeper is obviously, freaking out. I would be freaking out if I were a goalkeeper and they had those players bearing down on you. And it's like he's preparing to get himself. Is he going to go that way? Is he going to go that way? And then it's like just spots him and just catches him and bang. Because they were like afterwards, they were like, he should have done better there. It's like, well, you couldn't possibly imagine that this 18-year-old is going to
from there so far out. It was crazy,
so far out.
People kept comparing it to a Bobby Charlton goal, which was very funny.
One of Endrick's favorite players, I believe, Bobby Charlton. Yep. 2-0 with him for Sporting Lisbon. Victor Djokovic scored there against Lille, so he's a rookie and upcoming stuff. 2 goals by Irish players in Celtic's win over Slovan Bratislava 5-1 in Glasgow. First time in 13 years that an Irish player has scored in the Champions League. Liam Scales and Adam Ida. Very exciting for me personally.
Jamie Bono Gittins got a couple of goals.
Just Jamie Gittins.
Jamie Gittins these days scored a couple of goals and was not able to take the penalty that would have got him a hat-trick late in the game, which I thought was a bit sad, but also very professional.
Just to talk about his name change for a second.
Okay, sorry.
That is driving me crazy from a hobby point of view.
Because people are not going to know.
Because it's just like, come on, man, you did it. You waited, you kind of like, you showed early signs, you got all the rookie cards, but you didn't go too hot too soon. Now you're heating up, you're the star of the team. It's all happening. But your name's different on the team sheet. What's going on?
At least it's not as bad as we've seen in the past.
No, it's not a Silas situation.
You can defer it. Yeah, you can go, okay, Jamie Boyno and Jamie Gitt must be the same guy.
Yeah, that's right. So I won't
you won't get
I won't despair too much, but it's and then Erling Haaland, unstoppable in the Premier League, couldn't hack it against Hakan Çalhanoğlu and his mates. 0-0 draw at the Etihad, where apparently the atmosphere was abysmal.
Yeah.
That's a problem I have on no fans.
Wow.
Yep. Wow. Right, I think that's it for us.
It's a great point.
We're back on Tuesday. Yeah, I just have to put in the boot on Man City every once in a while.
And how do you feel? Do you feel happy that you get to wrap up this podcast before Atletico make their maiden voyage into this Champions League phase?
I will say that as an Atletico fan, I'm no stranger to playing Thursday nights.
Wow.
So I'm not too worried.
Wow.
But we'll see. We'll see what Diego Simeone's men can conjure up this time.
I envision a Julian Alvarez goal. That's my big prediction.
Yeah, but he scored for the first time at the weekend.
I know.
And it was a real scrappy goal. But, just to get your name on the score sheet, sometimes it's all you need.
That's right.
A goal's a goal.
All day.
Right. Well, have a good weekend, everyone. And have a good weekend, Enzo.
Yeah, same to you, Jason. I hope you have a great weekend, I will say. Not a good one, a great one.
You one-upped me. Okay.